In the Gospel of Philip, there is a fragment that the institutional church spent 17 centuries trying to incinerate. It describes a moment not found in your Sunday pews. Jesus is not healing the blind or feeding the 5,000. He's sitting in a suffocatingly quiet upper room with his 3 most trusted initiates. On the table between them, he places 3 common, physical objects. He tells them something that would eventually be scrubbed from the canon. Carry these with you always, and no dark authority, no Archon shall be able to stand in your presence. That line was cut. That teaching was burned. Not because it was a myth, but because it was a technology. It worked. Right now, as you hear these words, place your hand over your heart. That rhythm is the divine spark. If you are here, your spark is not just a flicker. It is an ignition. You are what the Gnostic texts call a pneumatica, chosen one. You didn't find this video by accident. You found it because your frequency is finally overriding the noise of the matrix. Tonight, you recover the 3 frequencies that render the Archons the parasitic architects of this reality. To defend yourself, you must first unlearn the devil of Sunday school. The Archons are not red figures with pitchforks. According to the hypostases of the Archons found at Nag Hammadi, they are parasitic frequencies. They exist in the bands of perception just beyond the human eye, but your body feels them every day. Have you felt that sudden, heavy fog in your brain just as you were about to make a breakthrough? That internal voice, sounding exactly like your own, whispering that you are not enough. That is not you. Those are implanted signals. The Archons feed on low vibrational emotional fuel. Fear, shame, and desperation. The demiurge, the false creator, built this material reality as a harvesting field. The institutions, the death cycles, the constant digital distractions, these are not accidents. They are architecture. They are designed to keep your frequency low enough to be consumed. But Jesus taught a way out. He didn't teach his inner circle to pray for rescue. He taught them to anchor themselves to the monad, the true source, using 3 material keys that the Archonic system cannot decode. Jesus placed 3 items on that table. Each corresponds to a specific mechanical function of the soul. Unrefined mineral salt. Not the processed powder of modern kitchens, but raw crystal from the earth. In the Gospel of Philip, salt is the preserver. It holds an electromagnetic charge. When a pneumatic carries salt, it acts as a frequency stabilizer. It creates an energetic stillness around your field, preventing the Archons from making your flame flicker. When Jesus said, "You are the salt of the earth," he wasn't being poetic. He was giving a technical instruction to the stabilizers of the realm. Anointing oil, specifically olive oil. The Pistis Sophia describes oil as the substance of recognition. Archons scan for fear. They cannot see the frequency of the monad. Oil acts as an amplifier. When applied to the seat of inner sight, the forehead, it broadcasts your spark signature so strongly that you become invisible to the lower bandwidths. You aren't hiding. You have simply moved to a frequency they cannot access. The dust of the earth. This terrified the church most. Carrying soil from the ground you walk on is a seal of authority. It is a declaration to the demiurge's system. I am an awakened sovereign, operating within this matrix by choice, not by capture. It claims ownership over the material plane, stability, amplification, authority. This is the Numerical Seal. 3 carriers, 3 frequencies, 1 impenetrable field. In 2026, we understand entrainment. The physical law where a stronger frequency pulls a weaker one into its rhythm. This is how these objects work. They are not lucky charms. They are vessels. Without your spark, they are just matter. With your recognition, they become a high-voltage shield. The institutional church buried this because complexity creates dependency. If you need a priest, a cathedral, and a tithe to be safe, the institution thrives. But if you only need a pinch of salt and the courage to declare your own sovereignty, the gatekeepers become obsolete. This is why they hunted the Gnostics. Tonight, the activation is yours. You will gather unrefined salt, pure olive oil, and a pinch of earth. You will sit in the silence the Archons hate. You will recognize that you are not requesting protection, you are reclaiming it. By touching these three elements to your seat of sight, the brow, you lock the current. You shift from a psychic one with a flickering signal to a pneumatic one who is monadal. The Archons will immediately attempt to interfere with thoughts of doubt or silliness. Do not argue with them. Their resistance is the ultimate proof that you have just cut off their food supply. The three objects Jesus revealed were never meant to stay hidden in the shadows of the 4th century. They were meant to find you at the exact moment the Archonic net was at its tightest. Salt for stability, oil for amplification, dust for authority. You now hold the sequence that the Inquisition could not burn. Within hours of this activation, the fog will lift. Synchronicities will begin to pulse. This is the monad responding to its own. Do not wait until tomorrow. The Archons count on your delay and your forgetfulness. Carry the light. Carry the objects. Comment I am sealed below, not for us, but as a declaration that the other seekers will recognize. Subscribe to ensure the next code reaches you, and like this video to push the truth past the algorithms designed to suppress it. You are no longer a victim of a mysterious world. You are a sovereign, protected by the frequencies of the source itself. Woke in Italiano.